Yeah, extremely excited to be here. Look, been a good year for us. Regular season champions, 45 wins, and these guys worked their tails off. So we're in a tough place, tough regional, but our guys are ready and up to the task. So excited to be here.
Questions, go ahead, Bob.
Hey, Ethan, Bob Holt, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. Welcome back to Fayetteville. I think I saw on a podcast you said kind of bittersweet coming back or something like that. But I just wonder what I know you obviously don't play till tomorrow, but were there any special emotions being back on the field of practice today, and just kind of what are your feelings about being back here in a regional?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, being back on the field, just kind of taking it all back in. It was nice to be back, and just really excited to be up here and get to see a bunch of friends and family that I haven't got to see in a while.
And I know, you wouldn't have gone to Tech if you didn't think it would go well, but it's gone really, really well. I mean, you're the conference player of the year and, great two-way player, which I don't know if anybody here knew you could pitch like that. Just kind of what's it been like there? What's been the key to your success?
Oh, I've loved it so far being here at Tech. It's been a really good fit for me, and it's been the best fit for me. And really just the coaches just allowed me to thrive and flourish in Ruston and just to be able to do what I can do.
I think I read, Luke, that you've been announced as a starter tomorrow. Is that right, Coach?
Yeah, Luke will start tomorrow against Kansas State.
I guess, Luke, what's your mindset going into, starting the first game of the regional for y'all?
There's nothing different. It's just another game. Been playing this game for a long time, and it's just like a game back in Ruston. Just ready to go. Give it my best.
I guess following up on that point, I guess just how much just confidence do you feel like Coach Burroughs has just given you to hey, you're going to start the first game of an NCAA regional? I guess just talk about that trust factor that you guys have in each other.
Oh, he's done a lot for me and means a lot to me, and I know that there's never a doubt when I get the ball in my mind and in his mind, and that's a good feeling as a player. Have that relationship with your head coach, and just spreads throughout the team really too. It's a good feeling.
I think Luke, real quick, he's been our most consistent starter, and we're not playing any games. We don't do that. We're not trying to flip-flop Friday and Saturday and all that kind of stuff. He made first team all conference, and his win-loss record, really, I don't even know what it is. What is it, Maddie? You got it in front of you, Luke? Yeah, I mean, but I'll give our SIDs and our head coaches and our league a lot of credit. They voted him first team all conference, and we told him, look, every time he starts, it seems like we find a way to foul up the game. Doesn't mean we lose, but his record is not indicative of what he can do out there. So he's been our most consistent starter, and Kansas State has a lot of left-handed hitters, and we're very, very, very feel good about him going tomorrow against anybody. I mean, his stuff's good, and he's just a good old farm boy from Missouri, and he's a salt of the earth type kid, and confidence. That was the word I was looking for a while ago. We have very, very confident in Luke taking the mound for us tomorrow.
Yeah, I guess first for Luke as a pitcher, what do you think about Ethan as a pitcher, and then Dalton? What do you think about him as a hitter?
Oh, Ethan as a hitter, got to face him a lot in the fall and in the early spring, and it's not a lot of fun as a pitcher, seeing the way he can hit. But I mean, when he's in the box and you're in the dugout, something cool is about to happen. And anytime he takes the ball, we have a really good feeling with our first team all conference player and conference player of the year. We have a good feeling too.
Yeah, I mean, when he's in the box, we always expect something really good to happen. I mean, he's come through in the clutch a bunch of times, and I mean, he always finds a way. And then on the mound, he's a dog, and whenever it's a tight situation, I just have full confidence in him.
I heard he's got a couple nicknames. Hope I got good intel. The Mayor and Country Otani. I get the second one. I'm not quite sure about the first one. Could you guys explain that?
Well, he's the mayor of Ruston, Louisiana. Just to clear that up.
Yeah,
he runs the town.
Yeah, he's he has a history of coming through in the big moments. So I guess it kind of just came from that as just having some success. It just ended up becoming the mayor.
I made the comment during the conference tournament, no offense to Ronnie Walker, the current mayor of Ruston, Louisiana, but Ethan, George Corona, or Darius Myers, they could run for mayor tomorrow, and they would receive votes, I can assure you. But it is an interesting, and the two-way thing, there's the Country Otani, but he's been extremely special for us all year long.
Ethan, do you have a preference on the nicknames, or what do you think of those?
No, it really don't matter to me. It's just been like a carousel. Everybody calls me different things at different times, and the nicknames keep rolling in.
You know, we could tell when you were here, you're a really good young player, but it's hard to get on the field here as a freshman. I think Dave Van Horn said, you know, you wanted to play. Could you kind of explain the decision to go to Navarro and then how it worked, how you got to Tech?
So we played down at Tech my freshman year, and I mean, I really liked it, loved the field, loved the atmosphere and stuff like that. And whenever I did decide to leave and go to Navarro, that's kind of where I'd set my sights on where I wanted to go. And I just kind of reached out to everybody that I could that might have a connection down there and kind of put the bug in that that's where I wanted to go. And I was able to get that call with Coach Gaspard and Coach Burroughs, and they made it happen.
Luke, when you look at Culpepper, just I guess, what do you feel like matchup wise, you're gonna have to do well against him?
To be honest with you, I don't know who he is. I haven't kept track of their other team. I'm just worried about our guys that we got in our dugout. It's really it. I'm sure he's a good ball player, but I'm just worried about these guys standing next to me. About it.
Ethan, when the regional sites came out, and you saw you guys were going to Fayetteville, there was a lot of speculation that was going to happen because of obviously the closeness. Just what was your initial reaction and thought on that?
I was excited. I mean, obviously in any other regional, you're going to be facing good teams. I just didn't know we were going to be coming, back up here. And, which I mean, obviously they're going to be good. But I was also I was excited that I was getting to come back up here and play again back where I started.
Guys, appreciate your time.
Thank you, guys. All right, appreciate it.
Question.
Don't leave me.
Wayne, Ethan talked about how he had, he liked what he saw in Ruston and had the sight set on you, or on you guys. From your perspective, what was that recruitment like?
Really, Navarro called us, told us about Alan Gum, actually, named Arkansas, former head coach at Central Arkansas, good friend of mine, and he told me about Ethan. And yeah, we reached out to Navarro, and we were not aware of the pitching. Knew he could hit. We had a need, left-handed hitter, corner infielder, and it really wasn't that extensive, and we didn't have to dig too deep. Him and his dad came up on a visit. I'll never forget, we were playing Tulane early in the year. It was freezing. We got beat. It was awful, bad crowd. And he just wanted to be a part of it. Look, and he gets there, and Woe Deal, the coach at Navarro, he called and told us, hey, you might want to look at him on the mound. I think the dude can pitch a little bit. And we did put him out there in the fall, and he just started carving us up. And hey, we may be on to something. So that was kind of by accident. It wasn't anything we did intentionally or look what we found. I mean, it was good stuff. I mean, it's velocity, and it's plus command, multiple pitches, plus slider, plus changeup. And, the thing about Ethan is ultra competitive. You couldn't have picked three more quiet guys to come in here. I knew you weren't going to get much out of them. So I was trying to help him out there. But Ethan doesn't say much, but he's ultra competitive. You get very rarely do you get the combination of an ultra competitive kid that's really good and also wants the moment. I've been doing this 28 years at this level. I don't think I've ever coached a kid that wants the baseball in the most stressful situations, high leverage. He wants it. And he wants to be the man at the plate when the game's on the line. The 3-run homer against Western Kentucky just a couple of weeks ago, we knew going into the last 2 weekends to win our league, we had to sweep Western and we'd have to sweep Liberty, and we did. And we're losing. I don't think you could have drew it up any better. He's facing the guy that he's tied in the country with in saves. They've kind of been going in a race the entire year on who's going to be the national leader in saves. And Ethan hits 3-run homer off of him, walks it off. He's just that guy. He has that it factor. I know that's coach speak and cliche, but he does. And look, I've told this story numerous times too. Last year, we had a tough loss at FAU on a Friday night. We got a little team meal in the hotel, and I look over there, and Ethan's thumbing through his phone, and I kind of ease back. I'm pissed because we lost. And I'm like, what is he looking at? And he's looking at four-wheelers. That's his thing, man. That's why the country Otani, he would have, I promise you, he would have rather been somewhere in Hot Springs working on a four-wheeler right now than in here talking to you guys. I promise you. So that's what makes him so special, though. He's just a great young man. He loves to hunt and fish, and obviously a really, really good ball player.
Mentioned velocity, like what does his fastball get up to?
He'll give you the 93 if he needs it, but he's going to settle in about 88 to 91. And the thing about Ethan that kind of drives you crazy a little bit, if you bring him in a ball game and there's not a save on the line, he kind of loses interest. He did that in inter squads. I mean, he would go when he had to get his inter squad innings, and he couldn't get us out. But if you bring him in a game when it's, we need 2 outs, we need 3 outs, he's going to do it. That's the one thing that will drive you crazy about him. But yeah, I mean, it's, and as the moment gets bigger, he gets bigger. I've seen it multiple times where he's gotten hot, so we got to bring him in. And, we may have extended the lead in the bottom of the 8th. You still got to bring him in, and he'll walk a guy, hit a guy, they'll get a hit, and you're like, here we go. And you kind of have to stop the game, go visit, and go, hey, we need you to lock in. And when he does that, he's hard to beat. But yeah, he's 93, but just a really, really good command. And look, we rode him extremely hard this year. 17 saves. I mean, it's kind of unheard of in college baseball. And but he takes the baseball, man. He's never told us no. And I know he's hanging. I know a lot of times he would rather say no, but he's a great teammate. He's a team first guy, and he's just ultra competitive, like I said, and a great human being, just a great kid.
Coach, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Ethan last year, when he wasn't pitching, he was playing in the infield.
Yeah.
Is that right? This year, he's moved to more of a DH. What went in that decision, and maybe how much has that helped him this year, just DH in addition to pitching?
That's a great point. Extremely helped him a lot. He's one of the rare guys too that would just rather DH. He wants to take BP and go working with pitching. And there's not a lot of kids. I want to play short. I want to play third. And Ethan's not like that. Let me hit, put me in the 3-hole. Let me get some big hits for you and give me the ball when the game's on the line. And you don't run into that very often. I think it's helped him a lot. Look, Dalton Davis broke his hand earlier in the year, and Ethan had to go play right. And quite frankly, the 2 weeks he was playing a position, he struggled on the mound. You think about it and you go, look, he's running from right field to the dugout 9 times a game. I mean, he's running a couple of miles probably. He's on his feet. And I think it kind of wore him down a little bit. So nobody was happier when Dalton got back and he could get back in that DH role. And I think that is a phenomenal point, because I think without a doubt, him not playing a position is taking some stress off of him, and he can just concentrate on hitting and concentrate on his pitching.
K-State's guy they're throwing tomorrow, he's got kind of a funky delivery. Is there a way you can kind of simulate that or get them ready to see that? I mean, I'm sure his kind of plan is to keep you guys kind of off balance up there. Is there a way to kind of prepare for that?
Yeah, we did yesterday at practice. We offset the screen, and baseball is the one sport that it's hard to practice game speed. I mean, you just can't ask guys, hey, get up on the mound and give us 90. You just can't do it unless it's a sim game. So yesterday we offset the screen. We watched video at length. He's really good. And he's been a dude for him for the last couple of years, and he's got 3 pitches and he competes. And, the one thing that jumps out to me about him is he pitches deep into ball games. I think last week in the Big 12 tournament, he went 132, I think, or something like that. I mean, that's all I need to hear. Ultra competitive kid. I think he's a D3 transfer. We've got 2 D2 transfers. I played Division II baseball, and I know how hungry and how hardened those guys are and how appreciative they are to be in these situations. And he's really good, and we've got our work cut out for us, and we'll have to figure out a lineup tonight. And probably what we're going to do is put Davis back in right field, and Logan McLeod will play third, and Como will play first, get some right-handed hitters in there. And that weakens our defense a little bit. And we've been really good defensively all year. I think we're fielding well over 980, top 5 in the country. And you hate to weaken your defense somewhat, but look, when you're this time of year, you got to score. And so we'll probably change that around a little bit tomorrow. But he's really good. He's been a dude for him.
Obviously Sunday, Dalton wasn't able to go dehydration wise, health wise. Everyone's good to go for tomorrow.
Yeah, we actually, one of our players, Colton Coach, started throwing up on the bus last night. He didn't come to practice, so he's not available. One of our freshmen, he hadn't played a lot. Hope we don't have something spreading through the team. But yeah, Dalton's good. We talk about leaving everything out on the field. And we're in the Saturday night game against Liberty, and he comes running off the field, throws his glove, he's throwing up, and literally left it all out there. And IVs the next day couldn't go in the championship game, but he's good. Dalton's good. These are tough young men, and they're going to be ready to go when they say play ball.
Coach, appreciate you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.